Hi everyone, today I want to talk about the new color that has become, or new color to me, that has become really a favorite color and I have really enjoyed playing with it. It's the Rutile Yellow by Schmincke Horadam, and it's one of the colors that came out, I think either 2018 or 2017. I think last year actually. So it's one of the newer colors, and on its own it's a gorgeous, let me just show you, it's basically this color right here. It's a gorgeous milky yellow. It has no granulation to it. It's very buttery, very creamy, very milky. It's like that perfect ice cream type of a color. But I have been, like I said, playing around with it, and I have discovered that with when mixing with this color, it's very useful as well, because it just creates very, very gorgeous tones. And so that's what I want to show today. I'm going to swatch it or mix it with kind of like a vibrant orange. So Aussie red gold will be the orange for today, and then I want to swatch it with a variety of pinks, because I found that it works really beautiful with like a Quinacridone magenta type of colors. So I want to do mixing today with a number of different colors, and this is when this palette will come in quite useful today, because this is actually my first palette that I put together in terms of selecting all the colors that I wanted to have. And this is my Daniel Smith palette, so I actually have a few more spaces to fill here. And these I squeezed out a couple of years ago, so they I just spray them with water to wake them up a little bit, and that is what I'm going to do. So the variety of pinks here, I might as well also try it with the red. I haven't done the red. In this case it's a pyrrole red, and let's see, bunch here is Alizarin crimson, Quinacridone magenta, Quinacridone violet. Is pretty similar to that in the color hue. So, and then we have Quinacridone pink and Ochre pink. So these are the variety of pinks that I will try out. And the other thing is, it also mixes beautifully with greens, with like dark greens and also more typical kind of sub greens as well. So I will use some of the greens from here. I might, if the video won't be too long, also try it with the blues, because I haven't tried the blues with this yellow. I assume they will create obviously greens, so let's do that. I've got two blues in this palette. It's the Indanthrone blue and Prussian blue, so let's see how that goes. Okay, so to begin with, I probably will use these two pans here, because why not? Alright, so for swatching I'm going to use my favorite brush for that sort of thing, and that's the Jackson's Quill 10-0. Alright, so let's start by, to the side here I have a little palette which I will just clean out, that I used for mixing. And I find, I've said this many times before, but just in case some of you are new to this channel, this kind of mixing is great to be done on a porcelain type of a palette. If you don't want to invest into one, then just a white plain plate will do just as nicely. Okay, so let's start by doing the mixing with some orange. So I'm going to load quite a bit of color over here, and then the mixing over there. So the orange I want to try, actually I haven't done Quinacridone Sienna. This one looks like Quinacridone Sienna. Yeah, so I haven't done Quinacridone Sienna in a really long time. So let me try it with this color. So it's gorgeous. You can see how immediately it just makes it into this beautiful, beautiful color. And then the more I would mix in of that yellow, the more we would change the color. So I'll just do a couple of swatches just to show you. Oh, it's all now leaking in. But you get the idea of how beautiful this is. Great for skin tones. I have already mentioned this in another video, that Rutile Yellow is a color I would recommend for skin tones for sure. Okay, so that's that, and I'm going to swatch out just the Rutile Yellow on its own next to it, and also I should have done the Quinacridone Magenta on its own, but basically it's right here, so you can see how beautifully creamed out it is. Okay, so next color I want to do is this beautiful Aussie red gold. So I think it's safe to say that all the colors I will be using to mix with the Schmincke Rutile Yellow today are actually Daniel Smith. So I will swatch out this color on its own, just here. Beautiful orange.
I won't make it easy for you now. You got 2 minutes of my time, and I don't really break too easily, but I'm worth it, 'cause I'll slip into your dreams tonight. Oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Just watch me. Just watch me. I got you wrapped around my finger, but don't you try to call me tomorrow. There's nothing personal in having a little fun. You wait and see if it's worth your while. So give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Just watch me. Give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Just watch me. Watch me.
So, they are mostly dry now, and I just wanted to recap quickly and show you what I meant when I said that I really like this color for mixing. So, I have begun by doing a couple of the oranges and reds and then followed on by the pinks. So, firstly, here it was the Daniel Smith Quinacridone Sienna, Daniel Smith Aussie Red Gold, and Daniel Smith Pyrrole Red. And you can see what beautiful subtle milky tones you can get with the Rutile Yellow, which is just clean here on its own without any other interference with other colors. And you just get these beautiful, almost like skin tones. You could, you know, make them even lighter by going further or adding more water rather than the color, and you would get a really lovely skin tones. But besides the point of skin tones, these colors, if you like a more pastel color palette, take any of the bright colors that you have that you really like, and then just add the Rutile Yellow, and you will get beautiful variations of that color. As you can see, starting off with the Pyrrole Red, which is very intense, very strong, we got to this lovely color. And like I said, if I would add more water, I would get even subtle, more subtle kind of washes. So that was that. The next ones that I did was the pinks, and I was very curious to see how they would mix up. And so here we have Daniel Smith Alizarin Crimson, Daniel Smith Quinacridone Magenta, and Daniel Smith Quinacridone Pink. Now, Quinacridone Pink by Daniel Smith and Alizarin Crimson are both of my all-time favorite pinks, and they look so beautiful on their own, but especially a little bit mixed in with the Rutile Yellow, and you can see what beautiful peaches I could get here. So you can see all of these gorgeous peaches were achieved by mixing these beautiful bright pinks with the Rutile Yellow. Next ones I wanted to see was the Opera Pink, which is the last pink, and you can see that's also very interesting, very much great for skin tones. These three are just straight up, even a little bit of this one, straight up skin tones, and the variety is really good as well. And the first color that I mixed up here, it doesn't look as fluorescent on camera as it does in real life, so this one is still quite fluorescent, even though it's more kind of milky at this point. And then I wanted to see the two blues, and the Daniel Smith Indanthrone blue is a very kind of strong inky blue, and it kept very strong. It didn't want to turn into green immediately, so it kind of started going green around here. However, the Daniel Smith Prussian blue, it has turned turquoise immediately, and then these beautiful turquoises then soon after turned into beautiful light pastel shades of green. So these are very pretty as well. And then let's look at the two greens finally. So these two green card swatches that I did was to actually show you a comparison. So if we look, first of all, let's look at this card so it's less confusing. So this is the Daniel Smith Sub Green, Daniel Smith Green Gold, and the only one that wasn't Daniel Smith is the Mijello Vandyke Green. Because it's a kind of this more dark green, I wanted to see, I wanted to show you what they look like. Now, if we first of all look at the one in the middle, there is nothing really special happening here with the green gold because it has already a yellow pigment in there. So it's a very much yellow based green. So therefore, if we're going to add any type of yellow pigment to it, it's just going to become more yellow, and therefore it's not really that exciting. However, if you mix it with like a sub green, you can see how beautiful and light the color becomes. And I really like it because it's still quite quite luminous, and you will see what I mean in a second. And then finally here, this is also beautiful shades here that I mixed out with the rutile. And if you just would use water rather than the rutile yellow, you would just get more translucent colors rather than this beautiful base color. And now let's look at these swatches here. So all of the three are Daniel Smith green, sub green, but in the first draw I used Buff Titanium to show you what it would look like instead of Rutile Yellow, and you can see it just looks more dull. It kind of just sort of makes it a little bit more grey rather than this beautiful yellow that sort of shines through. And these look almost watery to me compared to these colors. And then we have Schmincke Yellow Ochre. By the way, the Schmincke Yellow Ochre and the Daniel Smith Naples Yellow for some reason look very similar on this swatch. However, they're actually quite different. So if you look at them side by side, you can see they're quite different. So that's the reason I wanted to swatch with both of them, but for whatever reason they came out fairly similar. And again, you can see if I hold them up against, it's just a completely different ball game. So this one becomes quite muddy with the yellow ochre. I hope you found this quite useful. This yellow rutile has definitely become a favorite in my watercolor palette, and I didn't expect it actually to be so much fun for mixing. When I was buying it just to be used on its own because it is a very pretty color on its own, but like I said, it just looks gorgeous. The variety of colors you can create, you know, the beautiful turquoises if mixed with bright blues, and the beautiful like lipstick and blush kind of colors here. I mean, this obviously would be way too bright for a blush, but if you mix it with the rutile yellow, you get these beautiful shades. And then I absolutely love the skin tones with the oranges and the red even. So yeah, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching and see you soon.